Hello. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Alex, and if you have been here for a while, you know that I'm very bad at introducing myself, and I usually forget, but this time I did remember. Let's get cracking with the business for this video. It is a nice sort of day. The sun came out a few minutes ago, but now it's gone again, but still there is enough daylight for me to record, so I thought I use this opportunity to do just that. And this video, I thought I should reflect on the reading year 2024 and share with you my plans for 2025. I know it's a little bit late for this kind of video as it's already mid-February, but still I thought it would be interesting to record this and have it out there in the world. So anyhow, for the year 2024, I had set a reading goal of 38 books, and I have exceeded that goal. I read 50 books, and the reason I set it at 38 is because my birthday last year I turned 38, and this year I'm also setting the goal based on the years I have been walking on this planet. First stats, I'm using Storygraph for the stats. So the first stats are that I read 50 books. That is the total of 11,073 pages. Average time to finish a book is 9 days. And moods are reflective, informative, challenging, and emotional. Pace is slow 39%, medium 57%, and fast 5%. Page number, I obviously have a preference for shorter books because the books that I read last year, 82% of them are 300 or less pages, only 16% is between 300 and 499 pages, and 2% of the books are more than 500 pages. Fiction nonfiction ratio, nonfiction 68%, fiction 32%. Genre is politics, history, literary, feminism, philosophy, essays. Very little classics, and right below classics is memoirs, biography, contemporary, race, sociology, etc. I think I've read the least, as I see here on this chart, speculative fiction. That would be one book, and that is The Book of Disappearance by Ibtissam Azam. Interesting. Tags, I have anthropology and colonialism, and format preferences, of course, for print, but I read digital books 6%. I think most of the books that I've read are in print, but I also have noticed that I don't really put this in Storygraph in order to have all the stats, especially not the books that I own and have read. So that's something I obviously need to tackle in this new reading year. Then most read authors, David Graeber, Olivia Sujic, Annie Ernaux, and Frantz Fanon. Number of books and pages. So it's a graph that shows month by month statistics. It's very interesting when I see like the peaks and lows. The low was my low was March, and then I had a peak mid-April. Another peak was mid-August, and then the low was beginning of September, and mid-September I had another peak. Another thing that I don't do very frequently is give books ratings, and that's something I would like to change. So far, for last year, I only rated 2 books, and obviously that's something that's not, I would like to contribute to information that is out there for other readers to be able to see and decide whether they would want to read a book. Okay, so those are the stats. And then the goals for the 2025, I have written them in my notebook. So my goal for this year is 39 books, as I'm turning 39. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I will read that many books. And even if I exceed, I don't really focus on that number so much as I would like to focus on some other things that I have written down here. One of the goals that I have is to try and pick up books in between things that I do around the house, or if I'm in public transport, or if I'm in public, to read more rather than pick up a phone and scroll. Another goal that I have is venture a little bit outside of my comfort zone and read some sci-fi. I have been saying this for years, but I feel like this year is the year, so we shall see. You can hold me to that if I don't fulfill it this year. Then next goal is also read more essays and memoirs. That's one thing that I've noticed about the reading recently, that I really enjoy reading essays and memoirs that are non-academic essays. And I would really like to do that more this year, and I have bought a lot of new books that are actually in this genre. So we'll see how that goes. Of course, speaking of essays and memoirs and buying new books, is one persistent goal is to tackle the physical TBR that I have on this side of the shelves. Next goal is continue to explore topic-based reading. If you have watched any of my vlogs last year, you might have noticed that I was combining different authors and different novels based on the topics that they were tackling, and that's something I would like to continue this year. I already have some ideas regarding the topics that I would like to tackle, so hopefully there's going to be more reading vlogs, or just in general reflection videos on books that I've read that cover same topic or similar topics but from different perspectives. And finally, and I believe Renee will be very, very happy about this, is that I would like to read a first Rachel Cusk novel. And I believe 2025 is a good year to start with Rachel Cusk. I've been quite reluctant to read her work because I have shared this with several people that I follow on YouTube. I believe for me it sort of felt a little bit like bourgeois literature, and I was told that it is a little bit like that, but still it might be worth picking it up. Next one is Go Big or Go Home. As you have seen in the previous stats, I am not very good at picking up bigger books. So my soft spot is like 300 pages, and I would like to go beyond that. So reading bigger books, and then place more reviews, like I've said already. And this year, I don't usually reread books, but this year I would like to reread two of my favorite novels from my early 20s. That is On Heroes and Tombs by Ernesto Sabato, and Year of the Death of Ricardo Reis by José Saramago. I have not read any other novels from José Saramago, but I did read all of the works of Ernesto Sabato. And at one point, I was so obsessed with his novels and his essay collections that I have a full collection back home. All of them are published in Serbian. Those are the two authors whose work I would like to revisit this year. Regarding the plans overall for reading, since I am a mood reader, I don't really set particular goals as to what books I might read in next months. I might just pick up random stuff, but maybe I should also think about setting some kind of a plan or making like a reading plan regarding some books. I do try to prioritize books that have been on my shelves for quite some time now. And I usually apply a logic of picking one of those books, older books that I have on the shelves, and then picking up a new book that I bought. So I try to balance it out that way. Of course, it doesn't work always like that, but we shall see how that goes. I will report. And also, another goal that I have is to read more poetry this year, which I believe so far I have been very much successful in that. And I hope to continue reading more poetry throughout the year. That's it for this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have written down, made a video of your own goals, I would be really happy that you share them in the comments down below, either a link of your video or write down the goals that you have made for yourself and how do they compare to your previous reading year, and I will be happy to chat. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.